Strange but true.
All right. So, let me tell you, there in Georgia, there was a bunch of stones. They called them the guide stones, and what it was is a bunch of saying or a bunch of rules written in several different languages on what should happen if a massive disaster struck the earth. Uh, these guidestones have been, marred in controversy. The current governor wanted to take them down, made it his goal to take them down. Well, unfortunately, they have been taken down due to a explosion that happened right around July 5th that damaged the stones, and it was deemed unsafe to leave them up. Of course, there is no word as to when or if they're even going to rebuild, and investigations are still pending. We're not gonna participate in speculation here because that's just definitely not what this show is about. But I want to get everybody's take on this, and because it was called the American Stonehenge, I want to pass it to our resident Stonehenge expert who confirmed that he did see it at least once in his life, Richard Gilliver.
Yeah, I have been to the actual Stonehenge. There's a bit of difference between this and real Stonehenge, which is between 2,000 and 3,000 years old. I have seen the real Stonehenge, and it's entirely underwhelming. Let me tell you, and very, very touristy. But the article's not about the real Stonehenge; it's about America's Stonehenge, which was unveiled in 1980. Somewhat more recent than the 2,000-year-old actual Stonehenge. And as Jason said, it contains 10-part messages written in English, Spanish, Russian, Chinese, Arabic, Hebrew, Hindi, and Swahili, which, if you're a Monty Python fan, you will know is where they speak around the two peaks of Mount Kilimanjaro. But the messages on the stone read, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature, guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity, unite humanity with a living new language, rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. Balance personal rights with social duties. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. And to me, it's all very well and good. It's all a little bit new agey. It seems to me, for me, the American Stonehenge is like a work of art more than an actual religious site. It was kind of shrouded in mystery how it came to be, and there were lots of conspiracies surrounding it. And that somewhat, and I know we're not going to go into the speculation as to why it was destroyed, but some of the speculation surrounds the mystery of how it was actually put in place in the first place. And like any work of art or religious symbol or anything like that, whether you agree with it or not, And this has been seen elsewhere in the world with the Taliban destroying works of art. They destroyed the giant Buddhas, which were, I don't remember which country they were. I won't say Nepal, but I may be incorrect in that. Or no, it was Afghanistan. Sorry. In Afghanistan, they destroyed those. They've destroyed several Egyptian monuments and things. Regardless of whether you agree with the religious message behind it or the art message behind it, I don't think there's any need to kind of go and surreptitiously damage things with explosives just because you've taken umbrage to it. There are legitimate reasons to take things down, like we've seen statues of dictators taken down and things, and sometimes there are legitimate reasons. I'm not saying we shouldn't remove anything, but to sneak in the middle of the night and blow something up, which is essentially just a work of art, I think that doesn't sit very well with me. And I'd be interested in knowing what you guys think about that.
Yeah, well, Scott, why don't you go ahead?
Sure. Yeah. Well, first of all, America's, I didn't know we had a Stonehenge. I'd never even heard of it. And so it was fascinating to discover that this thing and is it more of a Stonehenge? It sounds kind of like it's a kind of a Rosetta Stone too. Maybe aliens sometime, thousands of years in the future, maybe they'll be able to use it to translate our languages or something. As long as we're talking about, being one with nature or whatever it is that was on there. It just seemed kind of odd, but and yeah, it just, why would somebody blow it up? It just seems kind of, I don't know. I just learned about it and already, boom, it's gone. And so my chance to visit the America's Stonehenge has passed. Maybe someday I'll get over to that other Stonehenge that they have across the pond there.
The incredibly underwhelming one, yeah.
Apparently. Right, yeah, the very touristy one. But I think at the very least, I mean, that shows with people get riled up and get their hackles in a bunch or whatever, that they're willing to go to great lengths to do stuff like this. I mean, this blowing this thing up is no small task, right? Basically, it was a giant block of granite, or was it granite or was it? Yeah, I think they said it was granite, but it was just a big block of stone, and they blew it up. I mean, it's not easy to blow up a giant block of stone. And again, I don't know why the person blew it up, but if we base it on that the gubernatorial candidate, his promise to destroy it, and clearly his motivation was religion based, and he was maybe talking it up to his base or for whatever reason. It does smack a little bit. I mean, it seems like something that you would see in the Da Vinci Code or something like that. And it seems like something that, boy, I bet the Catholic Church has to hate this, or things like that. And so it sure wouldn't surprise me. And I found a related story in the Athens, Georgia, the Athens Banner Herald. The Elbert County Board of Commissioners Chairman Lee Vaughn said it was an oddity, adding that it was not a Christian monument, nor was it an anti-Christian monument. So he wasn't saying, he was basically saying that it's separate from Christianity. And although that would go against the Bible, right? He that is not with me is against me, right? And so if it's not a pro-Christianity, then in that respect, it must be anti-Christianity. But it was, it just seemed like, what happened? And we have a henge? And but I also discovered in that other article that there was a time capsule originally buried under that. And after this event happened, they looked for the time capsule and it was gone. And so, maybe somebody was trying to get something on. Maybe there was some, I mean, this is Georgia. Maybe it was full of lost ballots or something, or uncounted ballots, or maybe it was kind of like a tontine. You know what a tontine is? Remember that Simpsons episode where
that a bunch of people
a bunch of people get together and they say the last person to be alive has to get this thing, wins the prize or whatever. And so maybe somebody was the last member of their World War II organization or something.
Or hear me out, aliens.
Oh,
Teo-
sure, of course.
Clearly.
The camera, yeah, the camera clearly took an alien dressed like a person blowing up that statue. Guys, you're taking all the fun out of this. What do you mean you're not going to speculate? I want to speculate the shit out of this issue. I mean, Candice Taylor said, "I'm the only candidate brave enough to face this Luciferian monument." I'm reading from Spanish, so I'm trying to translate to English. "Choose me, governor of Georgia, and I will put the satanic regime on their knees, and I will destroy the Georgian guidestones." So, yeah, maybe she didn't get her position because I think she got like 4% or 0.4%. I don't know. It was extremely low. It's not good enough. Nobody voted for her, but somebody believed her. Apparently, yeah, okay, let's not speculate that much. Apparently, somebody believed her and did the job for her and decided to destroy this because they are doing the work of God or something. I don't know. I know I'm just speculating, but for me, this is one of the perfect examples of how harmful religion can be. And you thought this was going to be a fun segment, Jason? I'm here to screw everything up for you guys. And just to talk about how, yeah, sorry, I have to do it. Emo cartoon, remember? Yeah, it's just terrible that you can't. Who said that good people are going to do good things, bad people are going to do bad things, but you need something like religion to make good people do bad things? This is the point. This is what it means. It means that you can take somebody who believes in something and you can turn them into terrorists because you're telling them, hey, that monument over there, it's satanic. It's the word of evil. Is evil. Is the word of the devil. That's what I
Luciferian. You said there's a big word there. Luciferian.
Yeah, Luciferian.
Reminds me of Pastafarian. And Teo, I think you got a couple things reversed in that phrase, but that's okay. I'm sure chat will correct everybody here.
Thank you, chat. Correct me, please. I'm not thinking straight today. And actually, I couldn't translate this. Kabbalah Luciferiana. It's Luciferian, and I don't know how to translate Kabbalah. Chat, please, if you can correct me and translate it for me, I would be thankful. So, yeah, this is part of the harms of religion, and I see this as something bad, something that speaks about how dangerous these ideas are, how easy it is to make people do terrible things. Luckily, this was just an installation, but what is going to happen when somebody says that house with those people, with those families living in there is evil? Those buildings where hundreds of people work are evil. We have to destroy them. It could be dangerous. And it also talks about the terrible psychological state of some people who are willing to commit terrorist attacks in order to fight for their religion or their ideas. And this is not something that, the whole world knows that this is evil because of reason. No, there was one senator saying that it was evil, and you just needed one person believing that it was evil to have a terrorist attack in the USA. And yeah, as Scott said, he got to know about these monuments, and now it's not there anymore. He could never visit it because somebody believed that they were evil.
And I think it's fairly telling, especially when you with one of these rules, edicts, however you want to look at it, rule of passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. And if they're blowing this thing up, are they secretly admitting that their faith is not reasonable? That's something to think about. I think that's a really good point, or a really good point where we can wrap up this episode. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in